live. We are going to be sharing this and streaming it. Give me 1 second. So we are live from the Toking Today podcast page, and then I'm going to share it to a few film groups I belong to, and then if you guys want to share it from there, we can start sharing it. Then we can start doing some introductions and talking about things. I do appreciate you guys coming out today, for sure. All right, where am I at? Welcome, everybody. If you guys are watching now, go ahead and share it around and let people know you are watching with us. And if you have any questions about filmmaking today, that's what we're going to be talking about, making it on your own. So share this, talk to us, ask us questions, and we'll try to get back to you as you ask them, because that's what we do, because we are live. All right, there we go. I'm trying to find my share buttons. I found them. All right. Facebook streaming. Boom. We are live. Okay, cool. Boom, boom. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're about to start our podcast. 1, 2. Wow. I have a lot of little film groups down here. I didn't realize. Are you guys belong to any screenwriting groups or filmmaking groups out there in Dallas?
Oh yeah, I'm on about 4 or 5 different ones. I can't tell you the name of them.
I know.
Oh yeah.
One of them is North Texas Film.
Yeah, North Texas Film.
Okay.
Filmmakers, I think that's what it's called. North Texas Filmmakers.
I can't even tell you the name of them. It's like a bunch of them. I'm part of so many groups.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, you got to be social, got to be out there networking, especially when you start a new project like you guys are.
Oh yeah.
And that's the great thing about social media, man. There's so many opportunities out there to get your stuff out there. Now, when you guys first started, okay, so we are live. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and one more thing. Sorry, everybody who's watched me be a flake here. I'm gonna do a watch party as well while I'm thinking about it. Start a watch party. Cool. Now we're live. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are live with Chado and Toking Today, and my guest today. I will let them introduce themselves so I don't mess up any names, but go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
I am Tamika Archie with the New Vision Media.
Right on.
And I'm Stormii Knights, a.k.a. Kimlin Archie, and I am a part of New Vision Media as well.
I love that name, Stormii Knights. That's like the ultimate film name. Very, very, very cool, guys. Well, welcome to Toking Today. Welcome to Arizona.
Thank you.
So you guys came out from Dallas, Texas, right?
Yes.
Wow. So to introduce Stormii and Tamika here, we actually met online because they are putting out a new project called Behind Closed Doors. They actually wrote, directed, and produced this themselves. Own budgets, own everything, own time, made this thing happen, made a project happen, and guess what? It's premiering like within a week.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
It's getting really close, huh?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, tell us about Behind Closed Doors. What is the premise? What is this about?
Behind Closed Doors is based around actual 5 characters that's gone through traumatic experiences as children. And so the story is telling how those traumatic experiences molded them as adults.
So we're following the adult version.
Yes, the adult version.
Okay.
You'll see flashbacks of things that happened in their childhood. Especially at moments that arise to where you go, why are they acting like that?
Right. Right. So what happened in their childhood is making them the adults they are today, was reacting to the situations they're in now.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So what inspired this type of project? Is it a drama? Are we looking at a horror film? It's a series, right?
Yeah, it's a series. Some people might think it's horror when they see how some people act in this, but it's not a horror film. I want to say I probably put it. It's a drama / comical kind of. Okay. But it's more of a drama. But our cast is kind of comical. So, they made some of the scenes funny that may not necessarily supposed to have been funny, but it brought it to life. So it made it more real life.
It's more of a naturally funny scenario, but we're not talking about funny situations
no,
things at all.
No.
So it's
not
just
at all.
this the characters themselves. They have funny personalities, and they're trying to cope the best way they can.
Correct.
Okay, very cool. So how many series? So this is your first project. You guys came and you started just writing series. I mean, you didn't come up with a 30-minute episode. You said we're going to do this full on. Yeah. So how many series did you end up writing?
It's how
many episodes?
It's 6 episodes in the first season.
Wow. So and we're looking at 30 minute episodes about? Around
Somewhere between, I'll say 22 to
The
30.
Yeah.
So we had commercials in there. You're looking at a 30-minute episode, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at basically a 3-hour long project that you guys filmed and edited. Now you're putting out there. What was the main challenge between the first episode and the last episode, and the continuity in that?
Well, for me, it was developing the characters.
Yeah.
And once that was done, then it kind of flowed a little bit from there, but it was more or less of developing the characters. I think we changed it up a couple of times.
So
Wow.
the characters kind of grew with you from the first episode to the last episode. They
Yeah.
started evolving. So
Correct.
you start writing them on set almost, is what we're kind of talking
Correct.
about off air a little bit, right?
And then, also the filming part, because when we first started out, as we spoke earlier, this is our first time even filming,
Uh-huh.
right? So you can tell from the beginning to the end how we start growing as film, and doing a film, producing a film, and it started being more fluent, and
Right.
less camera shaking and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I think that was just growing into the industry.
Yeah.
That was like
Now
the
let's talk
growth.
less camera shaking. Were you guys using? Were you just doing handheld? Were you using steady cams? Were you just putting it on bookshelves? What was
All the above.
all of it?
But we
Yeah.
used everything.
Everything we could do.
Tripods.
Yeah.
We used we actually had a rig that
Yep.
would go across our
Okay.
shoulders. Whatever we looked on YouTube and saw
Uh-huh.
that was not expensive,
Yep.
we
We
purchased
used
it.
So this was your guys' passion project. What is your day job? What were you guys doing before this happened? So what do you do if when you're not filmmaking?
Well, I'm actually a network manager at a telecommunications company.
Telecommunications. Wow.
And I'm a help desk supervisor.
Okay, so you guys are both on the phones, dealing with
Yeah.
people, customer service, dealing with that kind of stuff all day.
Correct.
So, what made you decide? Okay, we're gonna pick up a camera and shoot a series about traumatic childhood.
You didn't have to say it like that.
I know, huh? Well, like the first, actually, we was starting out where it was a short film for
Uh-huh.
a women's conference for
Okay.
domestic violence.
Okay.
And so Stormii actually started writing that up about two sisters.
Mm.
Well, we ended up leaving to go out of town for a family emergency, so we were unable to complete the film out. We still did the women's conference, just not the film.
Okay.
And so Stormii kind of sat up and was like, I really need to get this out. She was like, let's make it into a series. And I was like, me, the team who, I go, okay, let's do it.
Right. So it started off with two sisters, and it was just gonna be a short little film.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now this evolved to a 6 series thing. How many characters are there now? Oh, 6 episodes. I keep on saying
Six
6.
episodes.
Yeah.
We have 4 main characters,
And then a supporting
and
main
then we have a couple 3 supporting
So it's about
main characters.
7 characters now.
Yeah.
So you went from a 2-character, 5-page script about, and then to a now
Yeah.
3-hour long
And a book script
drama.
like this.
Yeah.
But we have about a total, if you just include like supporting cast and everything, we have like 16 people
Yep.
Wow.
that's in this film.
Well, that's awesome. So now you guys are putting this together. You're finding the cast. Did you guys hold auditions?
No.
Nope.
Did you put it just a Craigslist ad?
Well, no,
How-
sometime we did. So when we had to find,
When we thought we were finding a
yeah.
replacement.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you had close friends to film with, or who's in the film? How did you find them?
Well, we actually thought about the characters,
Okay.
and the personalities of the characters, and we kind of just went through our Rolodex in our brains and said, this person would play this character so well,
Right on.
and that's kind of how we did it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we didn't really think about.
So you thought about your friends list.
Yeah,
and
it
just-
was like a really friend list, because some of the people, we knew, but they weren't like really, really close to
Okay.
us like that.
So were they already actors, or did you talk some of them into acting?
Well, I think some of them have acted before, but I would say as far as like, having a long Rolodex of acting experience, they were kind of real newbies.
Okay. So this was just your passion. They say, I got to see this thing happen. So you started pulling people from all the areas you knew, start making things happen. So the locations now you shot at, obviously we're shooting at my house today. Did you shoot everything at your house? Did you?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
did.
Did you? The
We
whole
shot a
thing?
scene yes, we used our house for one of the scenes.
Oh, one of the scenes though.
One of them.
Okay, right on. But now you had other locations though. You found.
Yes, we had several. We used different houses for different people. in the in the series, and so we enlisted friends. We were like, "Hey, your house looks real clean. Can we use your house?"
Wow. But they were cool with it, huh?
They were cool with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. So that's a good thing about having a nice community and keeping your friends list tight.
Yes,
Make
yes,
sure
yes.
don't burn any bridges, huh?
Oh, yeah,
you might need that house for a scene.
exactly.
Very cool, very cool. So when you're shooting these, everybody's devoting their time. Was it hard to get everybody on the same schedule? Trying to do day shots, night shots.
She's gonna say, but no, I was actually the scheduling manager. So basically, what I did was, I put together different dates.
Okay.
And then I put it out there and said, okay, these are the dates that we have available to film. Are you available? Choose the dates that you're available.
Okay.
And so based off of what they stated, oh, I'm available or I'm not available this date, then we went through the script and determined who we can shoot as far as what scenes.
Nice.
So our scenes were so out of order.
Right.
They
but-
were, so we just kind of said, okay, we got this person, this day, so we're going to have to shoot these scenes.
Oh, neat.
And that's kind of how we did it.
So you budgeted around who was available on what days. That's cool. And it worked out. You were able to get.
We had a couple of snags, but our cast were
Sometimes.
very great because we did run into like a snag where we did a scene and then we got to the house and realized that all the footage was blurry and the sound was awful, and we were like,
sound
"Oh
was
my
good.
god!"
It was just it was just really
Very
really blurry.
So we had to reshoot it.
Let me tell you a little story here. Okay, I'm gonna make you guys feel that it's okay, because when I went to Hollywood, I started making this documentary called "Bringing Home Hollywood." I went to this comedy store and I went to go film Pauly Shore and his people. We did the whole interview, did the whole thing in his office, did everything. I went back, went to go check the tapes. I had 3 cameras, 1 tape. I forgot to put 2 tapes in the other 2 cameras.
Filming.
It was of course the main shot. So that's
it happens.
Yeah, so it is definitely it happens, especially first time filmmaking. You don't know these things are going to come up until you realize, oh shit, I got to make sure that manual focus is in focus, and those playbacks. So it happens, and we learn from those mistakes. But did you guys reshoot it? Or?
Yes, we were able to reshoot it.
Right.
So what actually happened is, with me, I didn't want to go back to that owner and say, hey, we screwed up. Can we use your coffee shop again? So I enlisted another person. Her name is Stephanie Padilla, and she helped out with the locations. So she reached out to a few of her areas, owners within her community, and we were able to shoot at one of the owner's coffee shop location. He had only been open like maybe a year, if that.
Wow.
And so he was like very gung-ho at letting us use it. And we actually put him
in the field.
the field.
So you reshot a whole new location, a whole new scene, and had even more characters this time. So did it make it a better scene?
Yes.
Oh, it was so
so much
better.
It was actually a blessing by having
Right.
it out of focus. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It looked like a coffee shop. That kind of cozy feeling that you have when you go into a coffee shop versus going into something huge like a Starbucks or something like that.
Right.
This one was that really small, cozy coffee shop with books on the shelves, and it was very nice.
Wow. So actually the mistake made you find a new location,
Right.
made it better shoot. That's awesome. But sometimes it works out like that.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
it actually worked out really well. So
Very cool. So when you start shooting the first episode and everybody's gung ho, are they just as excited when the 6th episode is happening? Are they still showing up on time? Are they? Ready? You say she's got over here.
They were.
Say, look at my
Well, because you have to remember, everything was shot out of order.
Yeah.
So no one really knew
When it was done.
Yeah, they really knew. They didn't know whether it was first episode, second, or the last. They didn't know.
Right on.
So it was just kind of like,
Shoot your scene. Huh?
yeah.
because actually our last shot was actually the first scene you will see
Isn't that
in the
funny?
series.
Yeah. So the first scene actually probably looks the best because it was actually the last thing you shot. Because that's actually a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Hook them on the first one.
Yeah, hit 'em on the first one. Hook 'em on the first one.
Very cool. Well, guys, that's some awesome stories that you guys came in and you came over these overcome these triumphs. Now that you're about to do the premiere, it's coming down to the editing. Are you starting to watch the footage now? You start to see the playbacks. What's the new excitement in the air? What do you feel now?
Well, I was still kind of on edge a little bit of how this was going to come out. And, she'll call me a slave driver because I'm just like, get the episode out. Where are you at? Get it out.
Right.
Everything really came full circle for me. It was kind of like enlightening when going to doing different interviews. Then we have a PR, and so we are in Vince magazine. There's an interview section in there, and then everything really came full circle when I received the email from the On channel as a streaming network channel.
Right.
They he decided to go ahead and pick us up.
Wow. So did he see some of the footage yet?
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
Yes. We sent them the first episode and it was raw. So it wasn't even completed, and he liked it. And if you go to the On channel now, it's on all the platforms, Apple TV, Android TV, Google Play, Fire Stick.
Wow.
So when you go to it, you'll actually see coming soon. You will see our behind closed doors on there. And when you click on it, it has our trailer and it has a teaser on there with our intro. And I was just like, oh my God.
So now you went from putting it out there, putting all your work in there, putting it all out there, going from telecommunications to now you're on the On channel. This is a real legitimate thing. It's out there for people to see.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So now you guys are out there. You guys now I know the premiere's coming up, but do you have another project in mind? Are you doing a series number 2 now? What's the next step?
We resting right now.
Resting?
Yeah, we're going to take like a 2-month break.
We're going to take a break, because for me, right now I'm in the editing phase and looking at it and everything, and I'm like, like I was telling you earlier, I'm in the part where I'm like, dang, we should have did this, we should have did that. Well, I had to get it out my own head and say, hey, I got to get this done. Let's get it done the way it was. Yeah. So, because I just finished one scene where it's talking back and forth, and it went nothing like the script.
Right. So
nothing like the script.
The words you wrote are not on screen.
No, nothing like the script. I won't say nothing, but it was bits and pieces of a script. But so I had to kind of follow along. So I had to watch each individual piece of footage and put it together. Wow. So that right there was a struggle for me.
That is that I can understand as a writer director where you're coming from, that you put it out there, but you were on set when it was happening. So why you let it happen? You know it's happening. What's the process?
Well, that's the case of not remembering the script.
No, this is what happened. We shot it 2 different times. So they on the phone. We shot hers on one day, and then another 2 weeks later, we shot the other one.
Do they have 2 different conversations?
And that was funny. And it was because the one that actually we shot first, she was actually there talking to the one that we shot last. Okay. And I'm like, what did she say? She wasn't even following the script. That's so it just, but it worked out. So Very a lot of things worked out. So like I said, long as it comes back to where I need it to come back to, we actually really good.
She's harder on herself than she needs to be, because when she shows me some of the things that she's doing and how she puts it together, for me, if I didn't know what the script was, I would be like, that's perfect. Right. But because I know what the script is, then it's like, oh, okay, I see. Well, but she made it work. She pieced it together very well. It's a lot of things in there where she'll say, oh, I don't know why. Oh, man, his head is showing, or his hand is showing, or something. But then she'll do it and edit it in a way to where you can't even see it. And I'm like, man, that's amazing.
Wow. So you just like crop it up a little bit. Yeah, nice. Very cool. That's the great thing about being an editor, director. You're in there. You're making the film. You're making it happen. Yep. It's a lot of things that independent filmmakers will understand. But when you get down to the Hollywood level, they don't see any of that stuff. They're not putting in they do their day and they're done. But you guys are putting in all that effort, putting in all that work, and making this project happen. And it's paying off. That's very awesome.
Thank you.
So I see you putting the promo out there. You got the hats. You got the shirts. Well, where's the premiere happening? Where we're going to be at?
The premiere is in Dallas at STEM Studios, November the 15th at 7:30, and it is complete Hollywood style. So I want to bring Hollywood to Dallas. So we have the red carpet. Wow. We have paparazzi. We hired paparazzi. We have hors d'oeuvres. We have the Hollywood cake. We have an open bar. We actually have a soundtrack for our film series that will be out November the 8th. So we have 2 of the artists that is on the soundtrack. They will be performing live.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we're just like, we went all out. We have an interviewer for the red carpet. She has a podcast. Her name is April Sunshine. So I mean, we put everything into this because we wanted to show our appreciation to the cast, and the best way I could see doing that, because of course, again, they were not paid,
Right.
so I wanted them to feel like they were paid.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go all out for them and make them feel like stars.
That's awesome. Well, very cool. So you're giving them the whole red carpet treatment.
Yes.
You're going to have the premieres. Paparazzi's going to be there.
Yes.
Are you guys doing a press release?
Yes.
Getting the
We
whole-
have a press release that's out already.
Awesome.
That's how we've kind of got most of the interviews and things that we've gotten
Very
in
cool.
the events magazine. That's how we've got most of that. It was from our awesome PR who put out that great press release.
Very cool. So I mean, you guys are just pulling it together, and just your crew of friends, and not being filmmakers before, not having the
at
experience, and then making this happen. I mean, making a premiere. I mean, this is stuff that filmmakers go dream about, but you know what? You didn't dream about it. You fucking just did it, and that's the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
You sit there and talk about it, dream about it all day, but when you put your money where your mouth is and you make something happen, that's when the magic really happens. And
Yeah.
so
And that's what we tell a few. Well, we said it to quite a few people that you got to spend money
yeah,
in order to make money.
yeah.
And so in our case, we have spent money, but she'll tell you that I like to spend money.
Yeah.
She does.
So why not do it to something that we love to do? And
yeah.
so we decided to do the media group.
Mhm.
So we started the small company because she was already a photographer.
Okay.
So she was already taking pictures and things, and I was helping her with all of the editing for those pictures.
Oh, right on.
And so it just kind of went from there. And then we have event catering that we were doing. And so we needed something, an umbrella, to put all of that stuff under.
So you guys were already entrepreneurs. You were doing stuff besides working for the man. You're also
Correct.
making your own.
Correct.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So you guys did the catering stuff. Did you start making connections through that too? Is that how you got some of your film connections, or just
No.
no?
No,
Yeah.
I guess what you would say is I'm the mouthpiece
Yeah.
of the group. So I figured you can't. The only way you can do it is get out there and ask. So if they say no, they say no. Move to the next, And so
Yeah.
I'll just keep asking until somebody says yes.
Well, that's an awesome way to approach it, because I mean, if they tell you no, then that's it.
Yeah.
If they say yes, they're part of something now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
right,
that's-
yeah.
that's-
And I just made it.
Exactly.
I just made it. I guess an attractive offer because no one that I went to said no.
well, that's awesome.
Everybody that I've gone to, I tried to choose locations and where they had not been open that long,
Okay.
or they were kind of, I call it, ducked off a little bit, so it wasn't like they would get a lot of main traffic.
Right, so-
So I tried to use them,
they get a little bit more-
yeah, and say
yeah.
like, hey, this can happen,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
can do this, and so it just kind of it worked out in our
That's
favor.
cool. Did they get some benefit out of it too? Did they? I mean, I know you guys bought stuff while you were there. You
Yeah,
said.
we bought stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
one location we bought like $100 worth of drinks. And,
Yeah.
excuse
So-
me. Yeah.
So they benefit from there, but also now as this comes out, people are gonna start seeing the locations there. If this picks up,
Exactly.
obviously, there's
Yeah.
there's an opportunity for them to use the.
Yeah, and we made sure we put their name in it. So
Oh, cool.
it wasn't like how most of these films you'll see and it'll show the location, but it doesn't really show the name, or the
Right.
name goes by really fast.
Yeah.
No, we actually filmed their name and did it really slow, then showed the inside of their location. So the way that Stormii edited, she put together like a montage of where it shows all that, and it'll have like music, and then it'll
Very
go
nice.
into the scene. So they'll be seen.
Well, that's cool. Do you think
Yeah.
the on network will have any notes on that? Try to make you change that, or do you think they're going to give you creative control on that kind of stuff?
Well, they haven't said anything.
They haven't
yet,
said anything
so,
yet.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
cool.
hope so. Hope
Yeah.
not.
And
so.
I explained that to him when I had the conversation with him as far as the filming itself, and told him about the locations and what we were doing.
Okay.
And he thought it was a good idea because again, it's helping us out, and as well as helping out the owners.
Right.
So it doesn't take a lot of money from us, and then it doesn't do it. It helps them out. So
Cool.
it's like a win-win situation.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Plus, the thing got made now. That's,
Exactly.
Right.
that's very cool. So now, are your cast excited that it's happening?
Yes, they are overly excited.
Yeah.
They can't wait.
That's very cool.
And I'm glad they are excited because when season 2 comes,
Oh, wait,
they
you
watch it right now. When season 2 comes,
So there's no more rest now. There is a season 2 in the works.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but
We've kind of jot down a couple of things, but I mean, we are not going to start writing anything
Oh.
until after a couple of months.
Are you gonna pick up right where the last one left off, or are you gonna do
Yes,
a little break, or
no, right when because
So basically,
to
episode
give you
7.
a little bit of it, it's not a spoiler, but to give you a little bit, we already go into the last scene in a longer period of time.
Okay.
So it kind of already goes to scene
To
season
be
2.
continued type.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it leaves us on a hanger.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Very cool. So now, when you were filming this, what cameras did you use? What kind of camera?
We use Canons.
Uh-huh.
We got a Canon E60.
Uh-huh.
And we got a Canon T6
So you're using a DSLR.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
handhelds.
handhelds.
Yeah, very cool. So when you were lighting it, did you have lighting issues when you were? Did you start getting like shadows coming on, like stuff you see after like post, like different things, or did you find that those cameras work pretty good for your needs and?
Yeah, they
making the
were
film?
they were actually pretty good because what we would do is before actually filming, we would take a look at how the pictures were and everything else, and before we actually hit record, so we can actually determine, hey, you have to move that light this way because it's getting a shadow,
And that's where the background for being a photographer comes in.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. So you see, you guys had some background to put into it, but a lot of it was learning on set as well.
Correct.
Very cool.
Trial and error.
Yeah, yeah. When you first put that first script out there, what was the feedback from the friends and the family? When you said, okay, we're gonna hit this subject. Like what kind of feedback were you starting to see right away?
Well, I could say for me, the only person my brother and my sister-in-law knew or whatever, but they never really gave any feedback. My mom, before she passed, I told her about it, and she was excited she wanted to see it, and she was excited. She allowed us actually to film a scene in my grandfather's house who had passed, and they were in the process of trying to sell it and everything. And so she gave us the keys and everything and allowed us to go over there and film. And so she was kind of excited about seeing it because of what I was telling her it was about.
That's cool. So during the filming of this, your mom had actually passed too?
Yes. My mom passed last month on September 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Thank you.
But so now this even becomes more of a passion project.
Yes.
Now she's actually helped you make this, and now she's not here to see the finished product. So you gotta
Gotta get it out.
Gotta get it
for
out.
mom especially.
Yep.
That's really cool. I mean, and that's not cool that she passed, but it's really cool that you guys have that even more dedication now to see it through and to make sure. Well, the feedback's coming through. It's coming positive. Has anybody said anything negative about your stuff yet?
Not
Have you got any-
yet.
got-
not yet.
No.
But I'm waiting on it.
Not yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
The good thing about being a first timer, a lot of people understand. Hey, this is a first time, and there's no other producers on this. This is your project. So when we do put a producer on this, what's it gonna look like? When we do, get the lighting grips in here. When we do get the DAs and all that stuff in here, what can you do with that? And that's really when if you get the right team behind you, they see okay, this is what you do with nothing.
Right.
What can you do with something?
Right.
And that's really what's gonna be exciting. When the people start seeing, okay, you have something here. Let's
Right.
make it something.
Correct.
So that's really cool. You guys got a starting project. You got people behind you. That's been positive feedback. You got a lot of support. Looks like. What is going to be the main focus once it's on? Are they going to start promoting it? Like how are people going to find it now?
Well, right now we have it on our Facebook page and everything to go, but they can go to the On Channel, the www.theonchannel.com, or they can go to their Google Play Store. They can go to their Apple Store, and it's the ON channel, and they can actually download the app. It's $2.99 a month or $29.99 for the whole year.
Okay.
And it's a lot of films on there, a lot of
Lot of indie
series.
films and
It's a lot of
series.
indie stuff on there.
So for $3 a month, you can get quality indie programs for people like you who
Yes.
have made their own project, put passion behind this, and see some actually stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else
Right.
for $3 a month. And it's
Correct.
an app you can get on your phone, just like HBO or Netflix or anything else.
Roku,
Yeah.
Amazon,
Apple
the Fire
TV.
Stick, Apple TV, wherever it's a streaming network, they can actually download the On channel.
Wow, that is crazy. So I'm gonna check it out on the Fire Stick for sure. But yeah, the On channel. I have not heard of it myself yet. So this is a good opportunity to see what other independent projects are out there. So where is the On channel based out of? Do you know?
New York, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting, very cool. So how did you come across them to get your project to their eyes?
Actually, there is a some other filmmakers that's in Dallas. Her name's Tracy Woodbury and Angela Chester. They actually have 2 projects that's out on the On Channel now.
Okay.
Yeah, Pride Wives of Dallas, and then Hair Junkies of Houston. And so they, I just kind of saw their stuff, and we were gonna do YouTube, you know. And so a friend of ours was like, you know, won't you try, you know, something else other than YouTube? Won't you try, you know, other avenues? So of course I looked Amazon Prime. I looked at, and then and they said, what about the On Channel? And I was like, well, I didn't think about that, you know. And all I did was go on the On Channel, go to that contact us. I sent an email of what we were doing, and he gave me a call.
Wow. So it's just that simple. Contact us page, send an email, and then you got a response right there.
Right.
That's awesome. That's the way things happen now. That's wonderful. So now, if it starts to get views and downloads and stuff, do you guys get a
kickback?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think we will talk about once we get the viewers and everything,
Yeah.
but we haven't really talked about that yet.
Okay,
But
so it's just an opportunity to
hopefully,
get it out there.
Yeah.
You know, that's amazing. Now, can you also put it, like you said, on YouTube too, or is it strictly for the On Channel now?
We're gonna have a conversation once everything is finalized, because we talked about having it on another platform, and the other platform I was actually wanting to put it on is Amazon Prime.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think Amazon Prime's a good one. YouTube Red is now they have a paid streaming as well.
Okay.
There's quite a few opportunities out there for independent filmmakers to get their stuff seen, and you know. Awesome that the first opportunity came up and said yes, but you know, also look at other opportunities too, because you know, you definitely want to make sure that everybody gets taken care of and it does get seen. You know,
got to maximize our viewership.
Yeah, and also the money you put into it, maybe it might be nice to get it back. You know,
I want to be able to. The ultimate goal for me is to be able to give something to our cast members.
Yeah,
and also that's why we put out the CD for the soundtrack, because I want to be able to give something to the artists who allowed us to use their music.
So you guys published the CD as well?
Yeah, so the
Soundtrack.
CD is out. Soundtrack will be out on November the 8th.
All independent artists.
All the independent artists, yes.
So this will be on, this will be streaming also.
Yeah, so they will be able to get it on all streaming, Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, the Shazam, then CD Baby Store.
Okay.
But it's distributed into 29 different platforms: Asia, Canada, Australia.
Wow. So, how'd you guys find that? How'd you guys get involved with producing music now?
So basically, it's she came up with the idea to have all the have a soundtrack and everything and put our artists on there, and I just found the platform to do it. It's called CD Baby, and CD Baby helps you with all this distributing your music out there and letting everybody hear your music on different platforms too.
Wow. So CD Baby is the start, and you just research Google what?
Well, I used to promote artists, and so that's one of the tools that I use.
Just from being so all the backgrounds just kind of added up to this moment. Wow, that's awesome, guys. So you got the soundtrack out. How many tracks are on it?
11.
11, nice. And about how long is it? About an hour, or what do you got?
I don't know how long it is.
It's probably roughly 45 minutes.
So you guys are putting out about 4 hours worth of content. And your first run, and just doing it straight on. I mean, you got the hats, the shirts, you got the CD, you got the premiere. I mean, you guys taking a limo, I'm assuming, to the premiere, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've already ordered the limo.
How did you guess?
Right? I'm just assuming that you guys are doing it right. So that's what it seems like here. So very cool. I mean, so you guys, I want to come now. I want to come to this premiere. I want to see what's up.
Just to impress.
Okay.
So we're gonna see all episodes of the premiere, or are you gonna do
just the first two?
First two. Very cool.
Yes.
And now are the other ones, are you gonna release them on DVD for the cast, or do they have to download the app?
So we're actually having a cast party on November the 9th, and that will be for the cast only, and they will be able to see all the episodes that they want to see that night. But their spouses, the only way they'll be able to see it is they have to
pay for it.
They have to pay for it to the On Channel.
So they can't come to the party, huh?
No, they can't come
Not to the cast party.
They can come to the red
premiere.
carpet.
Okay.
But they can't. Yeah, it's just for the cast only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very neat. So you're doing it very tight. Doing it right. This is the bottom line. So when you guys first started making the film and putting it onto the computers, did you guys have any we gotta get a bigger computer now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all those
Yes.
first time. like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, because I have a Mac. What is I forgot what it was. I have the
The
big
iMac.
20. Yeah, iMac, the 21
Okay,
screen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, yes, we got it. No, I don't,
Yeah.
because I bought it in 2010.
Uh-huh.
So the process is really slow
Yeah.
compared to now. So we end up getting a MacBook,
So yeah.
and that's what we're doing most of it now. So now we need another one.
Right.
Because now we go back and forth because she want to do some of the promotional stuff, and I'm on it doing
So now
editing.
you guys pass it back
Yeah.
and forth. Yeah.
So,
And in my job now, I got blessed enough to where I have a position at work now to where I'm still a network manager, but I do that just part of the day, and then the rest of the day I do filming
What?
and editing for the company.
Wow.
And so
They're gonna
now
have to
it's
give you
like,
a MacBook.
yeah. So now like I need a MacBook now.
Yeah.
So I did. So we got to get another one.
Now the company should do that though, right?
Right.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
once
That's
I'm
what I'm saying.
once I'm full time
Yeah, yeah.
over there, because right now I'm just on loan to
Okay.
them. But once I become full time with them, then I'll get a MacBook, and then I'll have my own filming equipment.
Right.
So right now I'm just a loaner to them right
So
now.
you gotta provide your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta bring what you come with. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, but interesting way of getting some employees. Wow. So yeah, we do the little. I have a MacBook. I got the new one, but man, talk about unexpected expenses though. I mean, that's a big one when you.
But and not to mention, at first when we first started, we were shooting with one camera.
yeah.
So then we end up going to a pawn shop, finding another one,
Nice.
the E60, and found one, and it was really good condition, and got that one, for a really good price. So, but it still was I wasn't expecting to buy another camera until next year. So,
Yeah. Were you just filming on 55mm lenses, or did you do any of the bigger lenses, or just?
they go 18 to 55.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And then now I'm looking at actually getting the Black Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at that, so it's a good price on B&H. And so I'm actually thinking about getting the Black Magic next year, and then getting some bigger cinema lenses for her DSLR. So we'll figure it out.
So you guys gonna start doing production too? You start shooting commercials, or just do your own projects?
Well, the next project we have is a music
It's a music
video.
video.
Oh, so you do have somebody else's project to do.
Somebody
Yeah.
else.
Okay, so you are guys. So a production company is starting.
Yeah, starting to grow. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we have had people come to us and they want us to shoot a documentary for them, about their stories and all that stuff. But, like I said, we'll see how it goes. As of right now, the series is the main priority right now.
Well.
And then the music video, because I already promised that one. So,
Yeah.
so
Well, that's a good opportunity to keep on working and doing what you love. Instead of getting on loan all the time. You have to go from job to job.
Yeah.
You can actually start getting those jobs coming to you, and that's really great, especially there in Texas. There's not a lot of opportunities for filmmaking and businesses to shoot commercials, and there's probably a handful of people that do it, and everybody knows everybody. So
Right.
when you come in with a new series and you're the new kids on the block, you might have another opportunity to offer, and there's good opportunities there.
And that's one of the things that we, as a company, that's one thing we look at. We want to try to collab with a lot of people in the indie industry and bring everybody together and show, hey, we can become Dallas Wood.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
call
Yeah.
and make it big there. So, you don't have to leave,
No.
Dallas to go to Los Angeles or go to Atlanta or whatever. So that's my dream. That's what I want to be able to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I figure if you build it, they'll come.
Yep.
And that's what's
Build it,
happening.
they will come.
Yeah. And just put your passion out there, and keep on making it better. Yeah, I know. You see the little things like, I should have done this.
Yeah.
Take note. Don't this project's done. Do it on the next one. Just always do on the next one. Make it better. Don't settle. I've done that in the past. But now I have this coming up. Always have that next project ready, and I know the premiere's coming, but after that premiere, they're gonna want to know what's next.
I want to do a horror film.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I figure who's best to do a horror film? Someone who's scary, and I'm scary, so therefore I think I could do a horror film because everything scares me.
What kind of premise would you go with? Would you go with more monsters?
No, spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is just eerie and freaky to me.
Yeah.
That's what scares me more than I can't do clowns because there's enough clown movies out there. Because clowns scare me too.
So Halloween's tomorrow. We got a little Halloween
I
backdrops
see.
here.
I see.
Have you ghost experiences there in Texas? Is that why you got the
No,
horror?
it's just when you
influence, or?
watch movies, that's what scares me. But I know you've been like in a creepy house before, and then you're just kind of, what is that? You hear that? And you start looking around and stuff, you know. And so the first thing you start thinking, this house is haunted. There's something freaky going on, you know. And so for me, growing up, I lived in an older house, and so you could hear all the creaks and squeaks and everything. And I would always swear up and down that someone walking up and down the hallway or in the attic or something. So yeah, I think I could pull off a scary movie.
Yeah. But, so was there anybody in the house, you think, or was it just an old house?
It could have been both. I didn't come out the closet to find out.
Oh, yeah. Stayed under the covers.
I stayed in the closet until I actually heard someone say, "Where's everybody at?" "I'm here."
All right. How about you? You got any? What? You got any scary ghost movies back there hiding?
No, I'm not that scared. You know, I'm a almost Halloween baby. So, you know, Halloween, I love it. I don't really get scared too much, but you know, I like watching the scary movies and horror flicks and all that. But mine is, I have a voice, so I always want to put that out there. So my next one that I'm thinking about doing is called Born Bad, and so I've been trying to develop a concept for that one. So
give me a little bit of a premise. What we?
So I actually was watching a series. It's called Shots Fired, and it's with Sanaa Lathan. And so when they were actually doing something, and she actually did a bad thing, but for a good reason. And she looked at the guy and said, "Everybody's born bad." Yeah. And that's how it ended. And I was like, that'd be a great movie, Born Bad. You know. So the concept of that is, you know, what is bad and what is good. So I'm kind of playing on that a little bit. So I'm not quite sure how I want to go at it, but that's what I'm working on right now.
That phrase is.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. So
there's a seed growing.
Yeah, and I already have written a play. I don't know if that's going to come out or not. So I wrote that play like 10 years ago. So.
Oh wow! So you actually screenwrote. I mean, you stage play written back in the day. So now that's all coming to fruition too, huh?
Correct.
Did you write the play on a software, or did you just like write on like Word? No.
Yeah, and in one of those college rule notebooks that you have to use
the
for tests.
One?
Yeah, I wrote it all down.
Right.
So and I'm glad it's still there because I wrote it in pencil.
Wow.
So I said I probably need to go ahead and type it up real quick.
You got the hard copy, the real hard copy, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. So now, when you wrote the series, did you use a screenwriting software, or did you?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we did. And we had to, because with all the different, you know, levels you have to do, and if you did that manually, it'd been really hard. So
we used I used Writer's Duet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So what I did was I wrote it how I wanted, and I said, "Here you go."
Oh,
so she typed it up.
And then I had to type it up for her because her format was like, it was like writing in like a Word doc or something.
Oh, okay.
I use Google Docs actually.
Oh wow! Okay. So, Google Docs doesn't need a screenwriting format.
They do. Yeah. They actually do. They actually have a. It's kind of like one,
like
but
a
it's
macro
not.
for it.
Yeah, it's not real. It's not real good, but it's doable for me.
Oh.
So that's what I use, and I send it over to her, and she'll type it all up for nice and pretty.
That's cool. So you said you use Writer's Duet, or what was it?
Writer's Duet.
Duet. So I've always used Final Draft. You tab, the characters come up, and tab is really easy. Has the Writer's Duet kind of similar?
Writer's Duet has on the side panel, so it'll say you get to choose if it's like you're fading to black. You get to choose if it's a scene. When you click scene, then you type it in. Then you type it's the word over says character. That's when you get ready to type in what an actual character is about to say, and so it formats it for you. So when you click on it, then it formats it. All you do is start typing, and then you go to the next and click on it, and it just kind of boom.
Oh, cool! So it lays it out there for you.
Yeah.
Very neat. So did that cost anything, or was that a download?
Yeah.
So another expense.
Yeah, another expense.
Yeah,
it's a monthly. You can pay for the whole thing, but for me, it's just I'd rather do it monthly. That way, if I don't want to use it anymore, I can cancel you off and pick it up when I want to.
Pay as you need it. Yeah, very good. That's the way I do all my Adobe, all that. It's all monthly now.
Yep.
Oh so, we have Adobe as well, and it's a monthly.
Monthly. So when we don't need it, Cut it out.
Yeah, or when the credit card maxes out, we don't have it this month.
Okay.
We'll have it next month.
But it's a lot of people I know use Final Cut, and they use DaVinci.
DaVinci.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't tried DaVinci, but I heard about
Yeah,
that.
it's free.
Oh, yeah?
And then I know the Final Cut. I have a lot of coworkers that do a lot of editing, and they use the Final Cut. And they was like, "Man, just pay that flat fee." And I'm like, "Yeah, but we use like Photoshop and all that stuff, or whatever, already for
Illustrator,
photography.
all
And so why not just go ahead and pay the monthly thing? Because if we don't want it anymore, then we're done with it."
Yep. No, that makes total sense. That's the way to do it, especially when you do need like the Illustrator and the Photoshop and all that stuff. It's all one thing.
Yeah. One thing.
It's all there.
Yeah, $50 or so a month.
Yeah, $52.47 a month.
Yeah,
You're right or not?
It is a little expensive.
And I get all of it though,
Yeah.
so because I can get After Effects if I need it. So and some of this project was done in After Effects. So you know, I had it on my Mac, but it was the old version. I had CS 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, way back there.
3 or 4. So yeah, it's old. I have an old version, and it was not holding anything. So it took me forever to try to even bring in one clip, and I was like,
yeah, it's the same thing that happened. We have a passion. We want to do a podcast. I'm like, I don't make it look hokey. So I buy this little thing. I'm like, okay, now I need this.
Right.
Then we got the mixer. Then we got the mics. Then we got the. God dang, it just keeps on adding up. Yeah, I know when you have that passion, and then all of a sudden now I have to have a budget for that passion.
Right.
Right. It starts making a big difference. But you did it. You didn't stop at the dollar. You didn't stop at this moment. You pushed past them. And credit cards may be maxed, and lives may be
not maxed yet.
Yeah.
We thought it was gonna be maxed.
Yeah.
What we did is like moments that I knew that was like, oh man, we're gonna need some money for. Okay, we gonna shoot this scene here because we ain't gotta pay anything.
Right.
It's free, so yeah.
Just keep it within the budget. Just shave it off. No, I know exactly where you're coming from. We went out to Los Angeles with an option in the middle of the writer's strike, and we ended up finding ourselves in just apparel trying to make things happen. Going from waiter to everything, but also having that passion to try to make something. And this is the time. You don't have any other time but right now to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You put it off, it's never going to happen.
Never.
So to make something happen with nothing is really it's better than waiting to make something happen with something, because when you make something happen with nothing, it happened now, and that was when it was supposed to happen.
Right.
And so all the things will start falling in line, and it's all going to start working out, and everything you put into it will all come back. Whether it comes back tomorrow or the next day, it's gonna come back, and people will see it. They'll see the passion you put in it, and they're gonna know that, and they're hungry for that passion.
Because my main thing is, and this is another thing that really gets me, because I want to be able to tell the story and convey the thought process behind what we want people to know. And basically, when people view this series, we want them to understand people act out of experience.
Right.
And that's the main premise of this whole series. Don't get mad at something, somebody did, because 9 out of 10 is not personal.
Right.
It's a trigger that you did that triggers something that may have happened to them. So that's basically what the whole premise of this series is
Start looking
about.
through other people's eyes, seeing other perspectives. Yes.
Right.
That's a really hard thing, especially in America, is others' perspectives, because
Right.
we all very me.
Right.
And this happened to me, and we're very victims.
Right.
And so to put out there that other people go through these things, and to see other people go through these things, it's a good opportunity to know that you're not the only one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to convey to people when they see it is that a lot of times people think that when they're doing things and they think they're sheltering their kids from it, but their kids may have actually seen it, but they figure, oh, they only seen it that one time. And so, no, that can mold a child's mind into going into adulthood. So you don't know how it affects them. And a lot of the films that's out here, a lot of the series, everything, they talk about the victims and they talk about the abusers, or they talk about the person. It never touches on what happened with the children and how were their process through all of that.
Okay.
And so that's what I want to be able to show people is, look at this process. Look what you went through, how it affected your child or your children, and how it molded them into the adults that they are now.
Wow. Now, what? Now we coming up with these characters, and I mean, you're drawing from personal experiences.
Yes. Some of them.
Some
Right.
of them.
Does it start becoming emotional for you to see it on being replayed back out? You start seeing these scenarios, behind the camera now. Are you?
It was one of the scenes was very, very hard for me as they were filming it, and I wasn't in there when they filmed it. I stayed in the back with the kids because we did have some children in to play younger versions of the two sisters. So I kind of stayed away. And then when Stormii started editing and I started seeing it or whatever, then it was kind of a little tough for me.
Yeah.
But then I just kind of started at that point try to look past it and it was like, he should have followed through. He shoulda, I started
You start going to producer mode.
yeah. It's like, he should have, but I love the way you put it together to make it look like, So I had to kind of switch it on and off.
That's good. So
Yeah.
you took yourself out of the element for a minute
Yes.
and made the project what it's about.
Yes.
It's good. It's good to be able to do that now too. Not dwell on those moments and once again that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's awesome. So therapeutic as well.
Yes.
Making the movie, making the series, and seeing these things being played out. Does it feel like
Yes.
some chains and some weights are coming off from it?
able
Putting it out there.
to kind of, I guess, things that maybe I wasn't able to say then, I could say it now, or because either the person's not here anymore, or something like that. So it actually gave me a slight voice.
Okay. Yeah. But give you a little more strength
Yes.
to put out there.
Yeah, and
Very
that's
cool.
and that's the main. That's another part of the movie too. Excuse me, the series.
I got you doing it now.
I know the series is to give people, give those children that voice.
Right.
Be able to come out and say, okay, it's okay, because I'm not the only one that went through this.
Very cool.
So as far as experience for me, I've never went through anything like that, but my sister did.
Okay.
So hers is not in there yet.
Right.
It may, but it's not in there yet.
Right.
So, watching it, I was able to watch it and I was like, okay, I hope this helps somebody. I really hope.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
main thing. I wanted to help somebody.
So the passion behind this project isn't to make just a movie or a series. It's to actually put a message out there and make sure it's
Right.
hopefully it gets to somebody else.
Right.
Yes. Without it sounding like a statistical show
Not
or
Right.
preaching.
or,
yeah.
Right.
or after school special.
Right.
Yeah. The tone is there without
Yes.
hammering it in.
Right.
I gotcha. Well, I really appreciate what you guys are doing and putting it out there, and not only doing a passion project, but putting your own money out there, putting your own cameras out there, putting your own selves out there, and making it happen. My hat's off to you. And not only that, but you're doing it right. You got the promotions. You're going out. You're traveling and doing the shows, and you're doing everything you can to let people know this project's out there. So many people will put it in the can and wait for somebody else to do something,
Yep.
or wait, I didn't get distribution or whatever. You gotta do it yourself, and that's the ultimate thing. Somebody else will do it. It will help you eventually, but if you don't do it yourself, they're never gonna help you because they don't want to help somebody who's not gonna help themselves.
Right.
Right.
And so when you do it yourselves and you're putting it out there yourself, people will see that and they'll want to work with you.
Mhm.
And so it's a great that you guys are doing that. Is there anything you want to add to what we've been talking about? Is there something I missed?
No, I think you covered everything
You
on
covered
it.
everything.
Wow.
You did a great job.
Cool, guys. I don't want to keep it too long. I know you're visiting family here in Arizona, and I know you want to see the sights and stuff out here. And,
What's the sites?
Mountains.
Well, the next street
Desert.
over is desert, so I'm at the end of Mesa. Everything on the west from here, there's sights. But no, from here on, there's. I think if you wait till night, the bats come out. That's about the only sight.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's how rural I am over here. But no, I do appreciate you guys coming out to my home studio and putting the time in and really putting a project out there. That's really awesome. And also taking the chances. Not only did you take a chance on yourselves and these actors and putting a project out there, but now it's paying off. People are starting to see it. The on network channel is starting to see it. The people are starting to believe in you. It's not just you two anymore. There was a cast that believed in you. There's locations that believed in you. There's a place to premiere it that's going to believe in you. There's a place that's going to show it and that's believing in you. There's a lot more people now that are seeing this and they're getting behind you. So now it may feel like it's just you two at the end of the night, but really there's a whole bunch of people that are wanting this thing to happen now and see it through. So you got the support of a bunch of people that you feel like you might not have it sometimes, but they're there and they want to see it happen. They might not give you the likes on Facebook or whatever. they're watching.
I'm saying, we know. We
we know.
Yeah.
We was like, we don't even look at Facebook like that anymore.
They see it. They may feel like they're rooting for your demise, but really, everybody wants that success to say, hey, I knew them win.
Yeah.
Because it's better to say I knew them win than they never made it.
Right. And we already have people asking like, hey, can we be a part of it? Can we be a part of it? So I'm like, well, we're gonna have some new characters in the next season. So I'm like, hey,
start writing them in.
Yeah, now we got to put some people, start, thinking, how can we put them in? How can we, and we want the series to be diverse.
Yeah.
So we don't want it to just be, it's just because it'll be, there's children in it, it's African Americans and, Caucasians, and we have Hispanic, so we want to make it very diverse to where it's not just one market. And so we're putting everything, so we don't want to put too many of this and then it makes it look like there's too many of that, so we want it to be balanced.
Right. Yeah. And that's trying to find the edge for everybody is good, but also making your own project too.
Right.
You got to, at the end of the day, make it what's in your heart.
Right.
And if it ends up being all one type, then it's all one type.
Yeah.
That's what happens
true.
sometimes.
That's what happens.
That's who
I just want it
But it's just what it is. So
Yeah.
don't look at it trying to be PC.
Right.
It will come out there. People will like it, whether who's in it.
Yeah.
So
She want to make it all Disney.
Yeah.
I've even had a cast member say, can I say that word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said it already.
It's on. Yeah. No, that's I understand. Trying to think commercial and making it mainstream, but bleep it out if they don't like it. Cut it out if they don't like it, but put it in there because it was your part. It was your project. That's fine.
Yeah.
Make it yours.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, if you have to take it out, then take it out.
Right.
But it was in there first, and if they like it,
Hey, keep
it's
it
in
moving.
there. Yeah,
Keep it moving.
Keep it in there. Guys, I was gonna say something else, but I totally lost my train of thought, and I'm trying to fill it in with words here. So I apologize, but no, man, I had another thought.
You had a
there.
good thought too.
I did.
I know.
It just went away. But anyways, so yeah, making projects, keep on doing your thing. Oh yeah, the next one. Are you guys gonna do a GoFundMe? You guys start raising money outside of your own pockets? Are you gonna start looking at fundraising? What do you think?
Well,
Because
I haven't really thought about it. Maybe
when you start looking at other characters, you start these people can pay for those characters. They can to pay to play too.
We'll probably look. Maybe someone will come to us as an executive producer and want to invest. But I mean, it's so crazy. We got so much stuff that we're doing because we also do a couples retreat.
Yeah.
And so the couples retreat, we did a fundraiser for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that fundraiser will, it'll pay for some of the people's lodging and the food and things like that and activities and prizes. So we have that we do. We did it twice this past year, but next year we'll only do it once. So
Wow.
so we have a lot of different avenues of different things that we're doing. So it's like I don't want to really take too much and be like pushing fundraisers for all this different stuff.
Because we do a fundraiser for that.
Don't look at as be a fundraiser. Look as you're selling hats, CDs, premiere tickets.
Well, that money, of course,
opportunity.
that money will go back into behind closed doors.
But you have a spot. Go GoFundMe.com. You say for $25 you get a hat and your name. There's opportunities there that you guys already made them.
I see you. Get your name on the hat or get your name on a T-shirt or whatever.
Or walk on set for $25, $100. Spend the day with the cast. Have your location. You guys put the locations in there.
Yeah.
Why not? $200 for a location day.
And then we are gonna start doing T-shirts because I'm actually purchasing when I get back in town my own press machine.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be doing T-shirts.
I got one over there. I'm with you.
Yeah. So
entrepreneur, keep it up. But that's definitely what you gotta do. But really look at the GoFundMe's, look at the other ways because putting it out there yourselves, that's great. But when you have the community support already that you have, put their money where their mouth is too. Give them a T-shirt for it. You're already putting them up food, lodging. Have them buy a T-shirt, have them buy a walk-on roll. Have those locations pay for those spots because they're gonna be more willing to go the extra mile where they put $200 into it themselves than just say, oh yeah, you come over and film.
Yeah.
When they actually have to say, hey, this is my spot.
And it may work. It may work that way for next season because now a lot of the owners will start seeing their stuff
Yeah.
in the
be a
film
demand.
series, and then they'll know, oh, it's on a streaming network or whatever. So that may work out that way. We just hadn't really thought about it right now because
I'm gonna give
to
you
be
entrepreneur money.
I didn't even think it would get the way it is right now, to be honest. So someone asked me last week, they said, now that how do you feel about it? Are you excited? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I can't
haven't had a
answer that
chance.
question. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all happening so fast, and it's almost, I may seem like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got an interview. Yeah, I'm on Vent Magazine, but in all actuality, I'm stunned.
It's all happening.
No, she's calm, cool, and collected. Like this stuff happens to her every day.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just like in my head, I'm screaming.
Right.
But what comes out of my mouth is,
I got this.
I don't know right now.
We're doing it.
Hey.
One day at a time. Yeah.
I'm still, sometimes I find myself dreaming
Yeah.
about it, and I wake up, and I did that a couple of times where I said, okay, I thought about this for the scene or something, like I added another scene.
Yeah.
Like,
you see how in the pre-interview she put that all on me.
I added another scene about a month ago or whatever, and we hadn't shot it yet because it's not for episode 4.
Wow.
But I added another scene that we got to get filmed to add in there.
So you're still filming some of this stuff too, huh?
just that one part.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah,
got 2 parts.
2 parts.
We got 2
You both
parts.
want your own scenes, huh?
No. One was supposed to be in this scene, but our actress, she actually started modeling too, so it's kind of hard to get her. So
I had one of those.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to get her now. So we have to kind of go on her time. So.
I gotcha.
And then the other scene is with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you both are in it too, huh?
Yeah.
How you gonna do? You selfie mode?
I'm gonna tell you what's so weird is I'm actually one of the main characters, and I did some of the filming too. So someone said, "How did you do that?" Well, what we did is I set the camera and I looked, and we did our blocking. And I said, "Okay, if you don't move this far, if you don't pass this, you're not in the shot. And then, but you can do anything from here."
Yeah.
And then when it started, I hit record and then ran it to my spot, and then she go, "Okay, action," and then I start acting.
Yeah.
That's how we did.
And we had another cast member. He actually helped shoot too.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
So you had extra hands for the camera. That's cool.
Yeah, we had a couple of cast members, David Burns,
Yeah,
and then Keith, Mr. Larry,
All right.
and both of them were in the series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So just pass the camera. You're in the shot. Now you're So whoever's
kinda.
not on camera gets to hold the camera. Huh?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, and I wasn't supposed to be in the show. I wasn't supposed to be in the series, but I have a couple of cameos.
Oh yeah, in the background, the coffee shops.
Yeah.
I got it.
Got a couple of cameos in there.
Very cool.
Yeah, she did that. What's his name?
Every good director needs to
from
do
the
that.
Adventures. What's his name? Stan.
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She did a couple of those.
You
She did a
gotta,
couple of those.
gotta have your director moment.
Yes.
Yep.
The best ones show up on camera for sure. Yeah. Well, cool guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. I guess we can end it there. Feel good?
Yes. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah.
I appreciate you having us on.
Yes, all the way here in Mesa, Arizona.
From Dallas, Texas.
man.
And we got a gift for you.
Yes.
Oh wow.
We brought both of you
See,
guys.
these are GoFundMe.
we brought the wristband.
GoFundMe.
New Vision Media is our company name, and Behind Closed Doors is the series.
You guys got it. You guys doing it. No kidding. Wow. Well, I appreciate you coming out and thank you for the gifts and really come back anytime. Let me know how the series is going. I definitely want to see when series number 2 comes out.
Yes.
Gotta come back and talk about it.
Yep.
We definitely will.
Well, thank you, Tamika and Stormii.
Yes.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
you.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, you too. Awesome. Cool deal.